Very nice.
Very nice.
And
It is.
another all-time gem from Simon with Wicker Man, which I think you've
Oh,
been looking
yes.
forward to for like forever.
Well, since it was first announced, beginning of the year, whenever it was, yeah. Quite simply, one of the greatest British horror films, one of the greatest British films, one of the greatest films indeed ever put on celluloid, and the way it was treated by its distributor um, was shocking. And that's part of the mythos of the film of why it's has become quite so cult, because everyone wanted to see the famed directors or the extended versions, and it took a few years, but now we have got three versions of this quite remarkable film, The Wicker Man. Yep, starring Christopher Lee, he of the Dracula fangs, whom we will probably be talking about a little bit later, in what he referred to as his best role ever. And you can see why. You know, he is absolutely magnificent in it. A smiling, happy, jolly person that runs the island and is quite happy to murder for it. He's absolutely superb in it. And then you've got Edward Woodward as or Iwa Wuwa, if you take out all the D's in his name, as the policeman who has comes to the island to try and find a lost girl, and finds himself inevitably drawn inextricably all the way towards the Wicker Man of the finale, in what is just one of the best endings of a film, quite possibly ever. It's a brilliant, brilliant film. And we are fortunate with this 50th anniversary to have all three films all been rescanned, all been remastered on 4K with Dolby Vision. Just remarkable. The set comes with two Blu-rays, which is the same disc. I haven't seen the Blu-rays, but they're exactly the same as the UHDs. And it also comes with a CD of the music, not the original stuff, unfortunately. But you know, it's still very good. It's still got all the songs and stuff on it, plus all those weird and wonderful art cards and posters and packagings and books and booklets and everything. None of which we've seen, of course. But nevertheless, it is still a fabulous film. So, which order would you like the films spoken about?
Your favorite cars?
My favorite cut. Okay, my favorite cut is the director's cut, which is probably the worst picture of them all, because the let me say, yeah, 90% of the film is 35mm original negative, undertaken by Silver Salt Restorations in the UK. Fantastic what they've done here. Studio Canal, absolutely brilliant. For the director's cut, all the added bits come from a video source, because that's all they could find. And that looks pretty bloody terrible. There's no mince in the words here. It looks like an upscaled video done 4K. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's soft, it's horrible, it's washed out, it's nasty. But it's the only way you're ever going to see it. And amazingly, it actually looks better than it has on previous Blu-rays. They did. Was it a 40th they did? I can't remember. I had a steelbook upstairs with the same cuts of the film, and it looks better than that, which is remarkable considering it is, you know, video. Ugh, but the worst bit about that, of course, is when you're putting it right next to. You've got a cut that goes straight to the 35mm part, and the difference is jarring. So you know you can't miss it. And because the director's has got little bits snipped in and out, unlike the final version, which doesn't. It's only got the bits at the beginning. The director's got a little bit snippets of it dotted throughout the film, so it's quite obvious where it is, and it really stands out. But it's, you know, I can live with that. I've lived with it for 10 years. 15 years. How long has the director's been out? I can't remember how long it's been out now, but I've lived with it for that long, and it looks its best now. So I'm very, very happy with the picture on that one. The final cut, which is what was given all the love when it was first discovered about, I don't know when was, I can't remember when it was, 10 years ago. That's been given a lot of love again. Looks very, very good. The very dark at the beginning when it starts off with the stuff in the church, because that's taken from a very poor source. Again, better than it did do before, and all the second night, the Gentle Johnny song, and all the other little bits and bobs that were taken out of the theatrical version, that looks better again. Still not as good as the original scan negative, because it was taken from an into positive, but it still looks good, better than it did before, and it's not quite as jarring as the video stuff. Okay, so yes, very happy with the final cut, and then you've got the theatrical cut, which I don't know who watches that anymore. I mean, it's still got something to it, you know. It's still a good film. It's still got the essence of the story there, but it doesn't quite have the power and resonance that the final and directors have, because it misses that first night. Yeah, it misses the first night. So he's only there for one night, the guy. So it doesn't quite have the resonance or the power. Nevertheless, it's still got something, you know. And of course, you've got the best picture there, because it's taken from a 35 millimeter original scan of the original negative. So that looks best, and it looks really, really good. You know, detail is fantastic, color looks good, looks very natural. The oranges when the thing's on fire, when the sun's coming up in the morning and the sun is beaming on it. It looks really good. No black crush, fabulous. Very, very enjoyable. And of course, you've got a whole raft of extras on it as well. It being the 50th anniversary, unfortunately, nothing new on it, but it's still everything you could ever want to know about anything, all packaged up in this lush, great big fat package. Oh, I want it. Yeah. Big old book full of all sorts of bits and bobs, and a CD of the music as well. It's a fantastic package from Studio Canal. None of the picture issues that they have been known for in the past. Not that I could discern anyway. No, I was very, very pleased with it. Yeah. Excellent. So once again, they've done the release proud. I think done the release proud.
They could have gone the whole hog though and thrown in the Not the Bees version.
They should have done that.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. In 4K.
I tell you what, if we did such a thing as the end of year best releases, this year would be a very, very tricky one.
Yeah.
I'm glad we don't do such a thing.
We will now. Thanks, Mark.
We do. We do it every year, but you've just nominated yourself, Mark. So
no.
Pat on the back.
Okay then.